Everything changes in December. There are amazing opportunities to write your own rules. So if you've been waiting for a sign to move, expand, or finally take control of your life, this is it. Welcome to Astro ROI. First, I want to explain why the retrograde madness is so important because I know everybody's sick of it. Me too. 2025 has been a clean sweep. It's been preparing us for one of the most defining chapters of the decade. And with all the planets at some point moving backwards, sometimes overlapping, it's rare and it's serious. Anything and everything has been up for review, right? Mercury rethinks your choices. Venus refines what and who you value. Mars reworks where and how you invest your energy. Saturn reminds you of the lessons you can't skip. Uranus throws curveballs that reset your priorities. Neptune realigns your focus and your faith. And Pluto reroutes your entire trajectory. But why all at once? There's a great conjunction on February 20th. This is a world reset. It will define what you believe in and how you build purpose into your life. So right now, you need to rethink, review, refine, reprioritize all the things. Saturn-Neptune conjunctions happen only every 36 years. The last one coincided with the collapse of the Berlin Wall. But that was in Capricorn. Now in Aries, at a critical 0 degrees, we have to look back 2,600 years. Religious traditions spread across Greece and India, China, and the Middle East. Ideas were either embraced or contained. The point is, you can either use the retrogrades to prepare now for a new door to open or get pushed through one you didn't choose. Now here's a look at my chart from last month. I am so thankful that Mars has moved out of my 6th. The heat was really cranked up on my work, my health, pets, and daily routines. Chex the Dalmatian had a pretty rough October and November, which means so did mommy, right? Several health scares called for trips to the vet, very early mornings, late nights, and lots of paper towels, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. But my highlight in November was the supermoon in Taurus on the 5th. I'm a Taurus rising and sun, but as a third decan Taurus or late degree Taurus, you see the full moon at 13 degrees actually landed in my 12th house. So it's times like this you really need to know your chart because the videos you watch online, while wonderful, are general. And my forecast would have had the moon in my 1st house, right? So anyway, the 12th house is what we keep private. It includes things like self-sabotage, but also the unseen, like hidden talents, specifically spirituality. And I have been heads down since the April new moon, building my practice, creating content for you, working on a lot of new products and services behind the scenes. And the purpose of this full moon for everyone was to assess progress and decide if it's enough. For me, the question was, should I continue to invest time, money, and energy into Astro Coach Kate? Now you'll see there's an opposition to the Sun and Uranus in my 6th. Every day, Chex had a new issue. But he's my priority and my attention was pulled. And the square to my natal moon in my house of career and parenting, come on, give it to me, added to the emotional intensity. Now, I've worked bedside more times than I can count in my life. I also lost someone very dear to me on the night of the supermoon. You'll see Chiron, pain, and Venus, what we love, were also triggered. But the favorable aspects to the nodes of destiny, my creative projects and online community said, keep going. So here we are. And yes, Chex is doing much better. The Florida sun is doing both of us good. All right, so here's the energy at play in December. I posted all the dates and times and degrees in the description if you want to pull your birth chart. We've already talked about why that's important. Of course, throughout the month, I'll post highlights for each sign and major events here and on Instagram at AstroCoachKate. The theme for December is classic holiday movies, so let's see if these ring any bells. On November 27th, Saturn went direct in Pisces. Keep the change, you filthy animal. The Gemini full moon on the 4th gives us the strength of 10 Grinches plus 2. We can all live a wonderful life when Mercury trines Jupiter retrograde on the 6th, but on December 9th, Mars squares Saturn. Yippee-ki-yay, mother beepers. At least the nightmare before Christmas ends on the 10th when Neptune moves forward. Then Mars squares Neptune on the 14th. Son of a nutcracker. That said, I triple dog dare you on the 15th when Mars enters Capricorn. Just keep an eye out during the new moon in Sagittarius on the 19th because, yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. Plus, no one's walking out on this fun when Jupiter squares Chiron retrograde on the 21st. So I hope you find them edutaining. Your 2026 horoscopes are also coming along nicely, and they are my best work yet. So please click the notification bell to stay tuned. And if you're curious about learning astrology, there's a 10% off link to Luna Astrology software. Or if you want to work one-on-one with me, I have 60-minute readings and 3 6 and 12-month coaching packages for ongoing support. First up, Saturn moves forward in Pisces. This is a spiritual sobriety check. From now until the Great Conjunction, you need to let go of anything or anyone not meant for your future. Saturn is going to push you to take accountability, and Neptune will make sure you understand the why. It sounds like, this doesn't make me feel good. I respect your opinion. Please respect mine. I think it's best we part ways. Of course, you'll be tested on December 4th. There's a full moon in Gemini. What you say will be important. With an opposition to the Sun and Venus, there's a tug of war likely involving love, money, or values. Now, feelings may not be facts, but they do matter. So expect a turning point, completion, or ending. It's like a flashy headline that promises one thing, but delivers another. Your feed is nothing but clickbait and hype, right? The mutable signs between 9 and 13 degrees will feel this most. So that's Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. Don't twist someone's words into what you want to hear. Instead, on December 6th, use Mercury in Scorpio to research. The trine to Jupiter retrograde in Cancer is like chicken soup for the soul if you listen instead of waiting to respond. Now, with Mercury still in opposition to Uranus, traditions are being challenged. And with Neptune in Pisces, something's coming to an end. There are ongoing conversations around Medicare and student debt. Both significantly impact quality of life. We need to approach how we protect others delicately, even if conversations get intense. Please keep this in mind on December 9th when Mars squares Saturn. Frustration is inevitable. It's like hitting a red light when you want to speed. Mars-Saturn squares appear when government and social systems are stuck, but urgent change is needed, like congressional deadlocks over the debt ceiling and budget negotiations. In '86, the market crashed. Progress is possible, but everyone's learning, so we have to have patience. The light will turn green when Neptune moves forward on December 10th. The last few months have felt confusing, even uncertain. I get it. But since 2011, Neptune in Pisces has normalized spiritual wellness. Meditation apps, yoga communities, astrology-based decision-making have all become mainstream. The significance, of course, is that when something is accepted, it has influence, right? So this is setting the stage for the Great Conjunction. Now that we're in the final lap, it's all about what you believe. So pick a lane. By February, you're going to want to stand your ground. Even when things get messy on December 14th, Mars squares Neptune at a critical 29 degrees. Your ambition is going to be off the chart. How to execute, however, will have you scratching your head. Political leaders might promise rapid action, but there's legislative roadblocks. But we are also in holiday season, so give yourself some grace. Ask, what can you do right now and what can you work on later? As soon as Mars moves into Capricorn, you're going to start gaining traction. The energy shows up when the world gets serious. It's like early 2020. There were coordinated public health responses. This energy wants boots on the ground, not brainstorming. Expect concrete projects with all the KPIs. ExxonMobil just announced record capital investments in long-term energy plans, so lock in. If Mars in Sagittarius was the pitch deck, Capricorn is the development team. Treat your ambitions like a marathon, not a sprint. Which is why I love the Sagittarius new moon on December 19th. This is when the Archer pulls back the bow. NASA launched Artemis 1 under the new moon in Sagittarius. It marked a new age for lunar exploration. So where do you want to aim over the next 6 months? Please make it far. Then move from dream it to build it. Just know that at some point over the holidays, you're going to have a moment. If you need a specific date, I'm going to give you December 21st, but really, Jupiter square Chiron is happening from mid-September until the end of January. So now you know. Jupiter retrograde in Cancer has you in your feels. Chiron retrograde in Aries is like a gut punch. There's an unresolved wound. Let's say that a founder is preparing for a global launch, but they're ignoring team culture. The plan stalls, shareholders demand accountability, internal repairs are needed first. Jupiter is the expansion, Chiron is the whistleblower. So if you've swept something under the rug while chasing a goal, it will become a pain point. Growth only happens when past issues are dealt with, right? Now on to your horoscopes. I'm a Western astrologer. I'm using the whole house system based on rising signs for this video. So listen to that first, then your sun and moon for extra value, especially as we inch closer and closer to the great conjunction. Remember, your rising sign is your day-to-day. This is how others see you and how you see them. Your sun sign spotlights your career and your hobbies, and your moon sign reflects your home life and emotions. These are general forecasts. I showed you how as a Taurus, the new moon in Taurus last month actually landed in my 12th house instead of my first. So if you want me to use your personal data, just book a reading. My Stan store has all the details. Aries, over the last few years, work's been intense, right? Maybe you lost your job or a commission was delayed. It's been hard to get a good night's sleep, or it's possible you fell back on an addiction, like overworking to prove yourself. Now the energy shifts. Instead of punishing yourself, use what's not working to change. When Saturn moves direct, quietly pass around your resume or block a few people if they're keeping you up late. The full moon on December 4th will help, but you need to spring into action. If you've been wanting work-life balance, this is your window. We don't realize how much time and energy we spend on scrolling and dishes and emails and commutes, but if you streamline the little things, you will buy back time. AI assistants are amazing. Also, if you're a content creator, marketer, astrologer, or salesperson, the next 6 months are really good for you. Give a project one final push, then go on vacation. And I don't want you to rush. Your ruler squares Saturn on the 9th. This makes you prone to accidents and illness and injuries, and that includes getting your feelings hurt. Plus, there are scams around every corner. We'll install our proven funnel into your business and 10x your profits in 3 months. No, they will not. Some of you are also going through a separation, personal or business. Legal matters could get heated. You'll see someone's true colors, especially if there's money on the table. So protect your physical body or your reputation until mid-December. The pressure you put on yourself is an ongoing theme. On one hand, over the last few years, your intuition has increased, but sometimes, and I get this, when you know what you know, it's hard not to overthink. Like, what did I do to deserve this? So here's my take. Instead of pointing the finger back at yourself, walk away when Neptune moves to direct. Whatever they did or are doing has little to nothing to do with you. Facts. Your career, health, and money are what deserve your full attention when Mars moves into Capricorn. Push for a promotion, even if that means at a new company. And I get that this job market is not great right now and we're winding down for the holidays, but if anyone's gonna land a key role by the end of January, it's you. So put yourself out there. Now that's the purpose of the new moon in Sagittarius on the 19th. Expansion and learning through life experiences. So for you, that means travel and self-development. So if you're dealing with a legal matter, the actual process will give you a new perspective. Work with a mentor, a coach, a therapist, an astrologer, someone who can provide guidance, because there is a sore spot having to do with a physical or emotional injury. But this is your opportunity to stop repeating old patterns. So Aries, December is about how you deal with pressure. Here's some suggestions. Focus on one career goal, either up or out. Dedicate any downtime to your health. You do need sleep. And don't keep things bottled. Get a qualified ear. If you found value in your forecast, please pay it forward. Subscribe, leave a comment, and hit the notification bell. If you want a reading, I'm here. We'll use your personal data, and if you'd like to create a 3, 6, or 12-month game plan, I have packages available. Taurus, in December, you're going to feel the pressure. Your friends are not who you thought they were. You want them to understand you. I get it. But the lessons have been real. Most people can't see past their own nose. Now Saturn comes back online. Everything you've been building needs to produce tangible results. Some of your connections and collaborations will strengthen. Others are just not going to make the cut. The Gemini full moon on December 4th is the sweet spot. There's no better KPI than getting paid for your hard work. With Mercury in a trine to Jupiter, a risk could finally pay off. Your colleague could introduce you to an investor. You might win the prize for a hole-in-one. You could get a tax refund, or someone might repay you with a really nice dinner. Then, Mars squares Saturn. Suddenly your win is not going to look so shiny. This has to do with something you thought was under control. The investor might be a loan shark. You'll need the prize money or the refund to pay off debt. And that dinner is likely going to come with strings. Someone keeps moving the goalpost. Now, as soon as Neptune moves forward, you're going to see what's really going on. Treat your friends and professional contacts like a profit and loss statement. And I hear how that sounds, but there's something big on the line. You need to better understand where your resources are going. Pouring your time, money, and energy into something or someone without a return is exhausting. It moves the goalpost. But you'll appreciate Mars in Capricorn. Now that you know what's real, get down to business. Do you need more education or a mentor? Can an attorney draw up a contract? If someone did blindside you, how will you prevent a repeat offense? Use the new moon in Sagittarius. Over the next 6 months, you can still partner up as long as you respect each other and you're willing to learn as you go. Now, I understand that the last few years have been hurtful. Chiron made it near impossible for you to trust, and that includes yourself. So consider this, even if they're not liking your posts, they're still watching and probably jealous. Keep going. So Taurus, December has a lot to do with your goals, not what others want from you. Here are some suggestions. Think about your connections and collaborations, period. Learn more about whoever or whatever interests you and tie up any financial, legal, or contractual loose ends by the end of the year. If you found value in your forecast, please pay it forward. Subscribe, leave a comment, and hit the notification bell. If you want a reading, I'm here. We'll use your personal data, and if you'd like to create a 3, 6, or 12-month game plan, I have packages available. Gemini, your career or reputation has been under review over the last few years. There were a lot of lessons around trust, either with money or love. You might have taken out a student or business loan or lost a job or severance. Maybe you've been dealing with a separation or inheritance. When Saturn moves direct, it's time to pick up the pieces. This is an opportunity to dig yourself out of a hole because work life impacts home life and vice versa. Your family or living situation has been all-consuming since the spring, right? Now, under the full moon in Gemini, something clicks. With your ruler trining Jupiter, this is extra special. You might give birth, sell, or buy a home with your partner, or move because of a new job. If you're a realtor or in any trade tied to property, please celebrate this win. Now, this doesn't mean it's going to be easy. Change always comes with new challenges. So maybe your partner, love, or business won't be as excited. Children are a blessing, but the responsibility is enormous. If you take a new job, you'll have to roll over your IRA and change your insurance. These things are stressful, and arguments are likely when Mars squares Saturn, but it all points back to your career role as a parent. When Neptune moves forward, you're going to see it clearly. There's no more time to ponder. This is happening. Between now and the end of January, reality will hit, and that's not a bad thing. It just means change. So use Mars in Capricorn to get your finances and your schedule in order. Whether you're merging or detangling assets, get to the bottom of who's responsible for what and when. This might impact your social life. Lending or borrowing money from friends rarely works. Instead, find new ways to make more. But you have to stay level-headed. Stressing over the details is actually going to prevent you from gaining traction. You're committing to someone or something under the Sagittarius new moon, and it will impact your career or social status over the next 6 months. So again, this could be a new job. This might also be about marriage, but there is a wound, like not being able to spend time with your friends, or leaving your job to be a stay-at-home parent, or letting go of some kind of dream because of your new responsibilities. The point is to see the bigger picture. So Gemini, December is all about your public life. Here are just a few examples or suggestions. Tie up loose ends at home so you can reach for the brass ring. Take deep breaths with your partner. Stress is likely yours or theirs, and stay focused on the why regardless of the challenges. If you found value in your forecast, please pay it forward. Subscribe, leave a comment, and hit the notification bell. If you want a reading, I'm here. We'll use your personal data, and if you'd like to create a 3, 6, or 12-month game plan, I have packages available. Cancer, for years, Saturn has been testing you. The purpose was to 1, trust yourself, and 2, protect what you believe in. You just needed to discover what that was first, especially when it came to your close relationships and shared finances. So now, when Saturn moves forward, stand firm. Whether this is about politics or religion or living out of a suitcase, the choice is yours. So on December 4th, during the full moon in Gemini, have the conversation that you've been rehearsing in your head for the last 6 months. It might be with a sibling or a neighbor or a colleague. It could be about your health or feeling overwhelmed. It will definitely tie back to something that you want to do, like travel or detox. Now, this talk, of course, will be uncomfortable at best. When Mars squares Saturn, you're either in physical pain or you're super busy. What you want to do might seem impossible. How can you crush it in the C-suite and be a great parent, spouse, boyfriend, or girlfriend? Why does it feel like you're working so hard when others get to have fun? Why does your doctor or vet give you an estimate when you know they're going to find something that comes at a premium? And if what you've learned over the last few years is that you don't believe in systems anymore, healthcare, education, government, I get it. With Neptune moving direct in Pisces at the final degree, this is the last straw for you. So when Mars moves into Capricorn, commit to someone or yourself. It involves either your career or social status, like married, parent, or retired. Your public life needs more excitement, but this is not thrill of the moment energy. It's about who you partner with and how those relationships impact your personal life long term. Now, I know your reputation is important to you, me too. Something happened over the last few years that knocked you down some pegs. Use the Sagittarius new moon to get back on track. Over the next 6 months, make health a top priority. When you're not carrying pain, physical or emotional, you will be able to jet set, study, win a case, or lead a movement. So Cancer, December is really about those big picture questions. Here are some suggestions. Write down 10 things you believe about the world. That's it. If you're in pain of any kind, get treatment that matches what you believe. And then I need you to do me a favor. Tell one person who you trust what's really going on. If you found value in your forecast, please pay it forward. Subscribe, leave a comment, and hit the notification bell. If you want a reading, I'm here. We'll use your personal data, and if you'd like to create a 3, 6, or 12-month game plan, I have packages available. Leo, the last few years have made it hard to trust, okay? I know. The bank approved your loan, and Saturn slapped it with a high interest rate. You thought you found the one, and Saturn uncovered a wolf in sheep's clothing. No matter your story, you've paid a heavy price. It's likely also cost you your health at times and severed a few relationships too. But now that Saturn moves direct, you're ready to tackle shared expenses. If someone gets jealous or they emotionally withdraw, slap them with a fee and see how they react. Because you've been working on your personal finances for the last 6 months. The new moon on December 4th is when to check your progress. With Jupiter nearby, a windfall is possible, or all the saving and smart investing you've been doing has your balance way up. So do your thing, Leo, go play. Or you could pay down that loan because there's a storm brewing. Your love life, your kids, or the way you have fun is driving up your credit card, and something or someone needs your attention at home. But as soon as the weekend comes, you're on a plane to the next resort or rave, right? And your partner, romantic or business, might issue an ultimatum. So here's the thing. If you share time, money, and energy with someone, there will always be some kind of a commitment. You've been dealing with this for the last 8 years now. So when Neptune moves forward, wake up. Everyone needs to pay taxes. If you've been stalling on an inheritance or trust, it's time. If you're in a serious relationship, stop keeping secrets. And if you've lost someone, I truly am sorry. The only words that ever comforted me were no more pain. When Mars moves into Capricorn, please make your health a top priority. Accidents in the home are possible. Take your time cutting down the tree and hanging Christmas decorations. And remember, stress can manifest in physical ways. Headaches, fevers, rashes, especially if you're traveling, working, or studying too much, or you're dealing with a home or legal matter. Also, keep an eye on your pets. I had a similar placement over the fall. I was back and forth to the vet, and it was not fun. But now, look forward to the new moon on the 19th. It opens a 6-month window for fun, music to your ears, dating, hobbies, adventures with your kids. Now, I don't play the lottery, but this energy kind of needs you to buy a ticket. The only hiccup is that these good times do come at a cost. Or if you win the lottery, you're going to need the money to pay off debt, like taxes or child support. And this will sting because you really want to use it to travel or for education or to build a business. So Leo, once again, the majority of December is about your finances. Here are some suggestions. Make a list of what you owe and when. Hire a professional to help you work through money and trust issues. And please, take care of yourself and your pets this holiday season. If you found value in your forecast, please pay it forward. Subscribe, leave a comment, and hit the notification bell. If you want a reading, I'm here. We'll use your personal data, and if you'd like to create a 3, 6, or 12-month game plan, I have packages available. Virgo, what the F is going on with your relationships, right? I know how hard Saturn's hit your commitments over the last few years. Some people have also been a look in the mirror. At least Saturn is in the home stretch. His lessons should have taught you more about yourself, like if you want kids or how much the wrong partner impacts your work and health. So when Saturn moves forward, you're going to need to hold your ground in love, business, and friendships. You deserve everything you deserve. The full moon on December 4th brings a career or status shift. You've been building your image over the last 6 months, so now assess, did you land a new job, get married, or become a grandparent? This is tied to your home life and your close relationships, romantic and business, so celebrate how far you've come because there is still some tension at home. You're likely at odds with a family member. It feels like fights over shared expenses, jealousy, or trust. Like one person watching the game at the bar while the other stays home with the kids, or one person paying more than their share while the other person still racks up debt. Now that Neptune joins Saturn in forward motion, you'll know who's worthy of your resources, time, money, and energy. The retrograde was helping you take the blinders off. Commitment is hard as it is, but when we're blindsided by love or ambition, it's even more difficult not to fall back on potential. So when Mars moves through Capricorn, treat your personal life like a business. And I understand how that sounds, so hear me out. If you want to play 18 or your kids have a game, put it on the calendar. If you get back into dating, write down your do's and don'ts. Take the Saturn and Neptune lessons about your close relationships and apply them to the way you have fun. Then use the next 6 months to liven things up at home. The new moon on December 19th wants you to expand. If your quarters are too tight, look for a bigger space. If you work from home, build a legit office. The only pain point, and of course it's a big one, is financial. A mortgage, a business loan, increased property taxes, or an inheritance. So Virgo, the energy in December continues to focus on your relationships. Here are some suggestions. Write it down. In the last 8 years, who came and went in your life? What did you learn from each person? And what's your new definition of a healthy relationship? If you found value in your forecast, please pay it forward. Subscribe, leave a comment, and hit the notification bell. If you want a reading, I'm here. We'll use your personal data, and if you'd like to create a 3, 6, or 12-month game plan, I have packages available. Libra, over the last several years, an influx of responsibility has likely knocked you off track, but it forced you to look at your health and how you spend your time, right? Chores, babysitting, even dating probably felt heavy. Now as Saturn moves forward, apply the lessons. What do you need to do to stay healthy and productive? The full moon on December 4th is a breakthrough moment. A mentor or a teacher could drop some serious wisdom. Whether this is in therapy, walking the dog, or journaling your thoughts, you're gonna know where time is leaking. Just don't stop at awareness. This is the perfect window for self-development. It's possible a relative or who you follow on social are getting in your head. They make it look and sound so easy when you're struggling to keep it together. But you can't stop the hustle because it will impact your relationships, your money, home life, and any fun you do get to have, right? So I'm not saying stop, but I do believe you need a healthy routine. Libras always need harmony and balance. Neptune has been in your work and health zone for the last 8 years. It likely made you blind to how much you could realistically accomplish in a day. The last few months have been extra confusing. If your attention went to one thing, a ball was dropped elsewhere, right? Now that Neptune is at a final degree, there's no doubt. Combine this energy with Saturn's lessons to be healthier and more productive. First, use Mars in Capricorn to whip your home life into shape. It will benefit your relationships and either boost your self-esteem or actually make you more money. So if you clean out the garage, what can you sell? If you create a chore list for your family, how much time will it buy back? Will hiring a realtor help you find an affordable home for your family? The point is to get down to business. Then, over the next 6 months, scout out neighborhoods, gamify the chore list, or put your old items on Marketplace. There's a new moon on the 19th. It wants you to use your newfound time and money on a gym membership or a wearable. You won't believe how many steps cleaning or walking the dog a couple miles a day will actually clock. Just make sure your partner's on board with your lifestyle changes. Relationships are still a sore spot for you. It's possible you're making these adjustments because of a breakup, or if someone isn't on the same page with clean eating, for example, it will be that much harder to stick to your diet. And I get it. If there are cookies in the house, I'm eating them. We are both ruled by Venus. So Libra, the majority of December is about your health and your schedule. Here are some suggestions. Pick one thing that will make your life healthier. Pick one thing that will make your life more productive. And have one solid talk with your partner about your plans and the reason why. If you found value in your forecast, please pay it forward. Subscribe, leave a comment, and hit the notification bell. If you want a reading, I'm here. We'll use your personal data, and if you'd like to create a 3, 6, or 12-month game plan, I have packages available. Scorpio, wow, has your personal life changed over the last few years? Maybe fun was a night out. Now you're flipping pancakes for the kids. Risks you used to take for a dopamine rush are no longer an option. You either have a business or a family or a mortgage that need your full attention. But when Saturn moves forward, find ways to fold fun into your home life. Throw football watch parties, take the kids on a scavenger hunt in your neighborhood, play sexy twister in the living room with your date. The full moon on December 4th wants intimacy. Sure, take off a layer, but also reveal something personal about yourself too. This energy is very truth or dare. And look around. Choosing quality over quantity over the last 6 months has probably downsized your contact list, but fattened your wallet. Tell your friends what they want to hear, but we know that deep down you crave the deep stuff. Now, that said, dating, kids, hobbies still cost, so if you're hosting the holidays, your groceries will likely be more expensive, especially if you're trying to appease to everyone's dietary restrictions. If you want to win Best Holiday House, expect more trips to Home Depot. Your kids or neighbors could also get crabby, so keep this in mind before you channel your inner Griswold. Remember, Saturn wants you to have more fun at home, but Neptune needs you to be realistic. So for the last 8 years, your dreams have been all about your perfect match or how to better relate to your kids. And this is the final lap, so no more wishful thinking. Your dreams can come true with a solid plan, so get to it. Scout out local hotspots for singles with shared interests and lifestyles. Like if you're into fitness, approach someone at the gym. Your coworkers, your neighbors, your siblings are going to be excellent win people right now. Or if you're already coupled, go to concerts, comedy shows, or hit classes together. If you see a flyer or something pops up on your feed within like a 10-mile radius, put it on the calendar. Because the new moon on December 19th is all about confidence. Over the next 6 months, date, create, and play. Then watch how having a positive attitude helps you earn, save, and invest. I love this combination, you lucky dog. The only hitch is going to be your schedule. You have to make time for the new. So if you try to add too much to your plate, you're going to get stressed and you're going to burn out. So Scorpio, December is about your personal life, specifically what you do for fun. Here are some suggestions. Try one new thing that lightens up your home life. Share one secret with a trusted source. And if you're strapped, pick one thing you can make instead of buy. If you found value in your forecast, please pay it forward. Subscribe, leave a comment, and hit the notification bell. If you want a reading, I'm here. We'll use your personal data, and if you'd like to create a 3, 6, or 12-month game plan, I have packages available. Sagittarius, Saturn has made your home life feel more like the doghouse over the last few years. Am I right? Boundaries, curfews, property tax inflation, combative neighbors, you couldn't catch a break. Even when you tried to do it yourself, there was a lesson learned. With Saturn now moving forward, think back to all the trials and tribulations. If a family member is still testing you, remember your new ground rules. The full moon on December 4th is the perfect opportunity to have a talk with your partner or roommate about your living situation. It could be time to move to a new neighborhood that feels more like home. Just know that Mars is now moving through your sign, and this is going to turn up the heat for better or worse in your love life or with your kids. There's also the potential for injuries at home, like burning yourself making cookies for the clubhouse gathering. You cannot be aggressive or passive aggressive, especially with your home life still in flux. There's an expense here, like having to start the recipe from scratch or feeling like you've lost control. Write it out, walk it out, talk it out. Neptune has also been stationed in your home zone for the last 8 years. One day you're curled up with a book, the next you are daydreaming of an escape. Hold tight. The planet of confusion is now moving direct. Use the energy to lock in on your ideal family or living situation. Mid-month, you'll be on a mission, decluttering, installing smart devices, or for some of you, de-icing and shoveling. I'm sorry. You'll want your home, inside and out, to be a well-oiled machine. Your to-do list might exhaust you. You'll fall asleep before your head even hits the pillow. So watch for family feuds and neighbor standoffs. Teamwork really does make the dream work, because the new moon in Sagittarius on December 19th is a 6-month window to lead by example at home. The only hiccup is Chiron. There's still an old wound tied to dating, your kids, or a side project. For example, if an injury is keeping you indoors, you'll wish you were outside building a snowman. So Sagittarius, shocker, December is about what's happening under your roof. Here are some suggestions. Tackle one home project that won't break the bank. Talk to your people about how you want your home to run, and take care of yourself. No accidents when hanging holiday lights. If you found value in your forecast, please pay it forward. Subscribe, leave a comment, and hit the notification bell. If you want a reading, I'm here. We'll use your personal data, and if you'd like to create a 3, 6, or 12-month game plan, I have packages available. Capricorn, Saturn's been making it feel like you're better off alone over the last few years. Yes? Your relatives, your neighbors, even the mail person have all had something to say. At times, your responses or eye rolls likely cost you. Your lesson was to learn how to better respond instead of running away. Now that Saturn is moving forward, take action. It sounds like, thank you, I already have plans, or that's too expensive, how about we try this? The full moon on December 4th does look exciting. Have you been writing a thesis, planning an epic vacation, or spearheading an assignment? Move it past the finish line. Your private notes now need to be published. Your travel plans need to get booked, and your assignment needs to be shared with the higher ups. Then watch your stress levels drop. Procrastination is likely the block. You or someone else can't make a decision. Maybe your family is at odds over where to spend the holidays, or you're secretly thinking about the relatives and colleagues you don't want to sip eggnog with. So here's the deal. Just because you get an invite doesn't mean you have to go, especially if you're not feeling well. And if shuffling a frowny-faced family into a car isn't worth the gas, then unload and relax at home. And I get it. For the last 8 years, Neptune has put you in a mood. One day, you'll want to learn AI and start a faceless Instagram page. The next, you'll want to hire an elite marketing agency to handle all the details. When Neptune moves direct, narrow your focus. What do you want to learn? What do you want to create? And how will you get from A to B? Now, mid-month, Mars moves into your sign. So there's no time like the present. You're going to assign tasks to family members and maybe even your boss. Everyone's going to be looking for you to steer the ship. And honestly, you're going to not want it any other way. But that said, doling out orders may still come with some kind of pushback. Sure, they want you to lead, but not on your own terms? Oh, no, no, no. Pull just enough facts from your back pocket to state the why like a boss. This is need to know energy, because the new moon on December 19th is all about what you keep private. So if you hire a developer, the instructions are in the scope. They don't need access to every platform, and you shouldn't be talking about your home life. If you're collaborating with a family member or studying at home, you're gonna need a contract and a do not disturb sign. So Capricorn, December is about who you interact with on a daily basis and how. Here are some suggestions. Before you react, ask if it's a good look. Finish the project you've been toying with for 6 months. And when you negotiate, don't weave in your personal life. If you found value in your forecast, please pay it forward. Subscribe, leave a comment, and hit the notification bell. If you want a reading, I'm here. We'll use your personal data, and if you'd like to create a 3, 6, or 12-month game plan, I have packages available. Aquarius, I don't need to tell you that your mind's been on your money over the last few years. Some days were windfalls, others had you digging in the cushions. How you earn, spend, and save has been Saturn's test. Now, as the planet of rules, restrictions, and even karma moves forward, you'll be savvier than Mr. Big. Now, the full moon on December 4th is also about finances, only this calls attention to your shared resources. If you've been working off debt, consider this your last payment. Or if it's been hard to trust a lover, your kids, friends, or colleagues, it's time to clear the air. Any or all of these people actually influence your relationship with money, which potentially makes it hard to trust. Try to silence the voice in your head. If they want to, they will. It's that simple. So when the holiday invites flood in, don't be so quick to buy tickets or bring a 5-course meal to the potluck. If you overspend or overgive, you'll regret it. This may cause sleepless nights or the urge to drown your feelings at the office party. And I know this is confusing. It's a fundraiser. The ticket is a donation, and you feel obligated to go because it's a professional event or tied to your public image, like you're a board member or all your friends are going. Apply this example to the last 8 years. That's how long Neptune's been fogging up your money zone. Now see the light. If you can't afford it, or whatever makes you feel less than, put your credit card away. Then silence your phone. I'm not even kidding. You need peace and quiet from December 10th to January 23rd to think about what you want to learn and say. This has to do with your career or role as a parent. If you need to whiteboard first, call a relative or take a walk with your neighbor, but downtime is non-negotiable. Because starting on December 19th, a 6-month window opens in your social life, and you're going to be glad that you caught up on your sleep when the new moon hits. Being the belle of the ball is an honor, but it's also a responsibility. So remember the lessons Saturn taught you about money. You're going to be itching for new outfits and VIP memberships, and all this buzz might turn quality back into quantity, like rushing to meet and greet everyone on the guest list or feeling pressure to reply to every email and text, right? So Aquarius, the themes for December are money and who you know. Here are some suggestions. Create a holiday budget. Only RSVP to invites you really want to attend. And rest. Your head needs to be in the game. If you found value in your forecast, please pay it forward. Subscribe, leave a comment, and hit the notification bell. If you want a reading, I'm here. We'll use your personal data, and if you'd like to create a 3, 6, or 12-month game plan, I have packages available. Pisces, I can only imagine what the last several years have felt like having Saturn in your sign. He's really laid down the law and likely redirected your life entirely. Maybe you had a health scare or circumstances forced you to be more independent. These were private matters, but they also showed you who your true friends are. Now that Saturn is finally moving direct and soon out of your sign, tie up any loose ends and appreciate how far you've come, because your relationships are about to get a glow up. On December 4th, there's a full moon. It's a culmination or turning point in committed partnerships, romantic, business, or friendships. Will you buy a home with your love or get married? Or if you work with your partner on a family or home-based business, your marketplace could explode. So keep me posted. This is why Saturn's been so tough. If you listen to his lessons, consider this moment a reward. But all things that glitter are not gold when Mars squares Saturn. You deserve the title, promotion, and the respect. But someone's beliefs, possibly on politics or religion, might not match with all the work you've been doing on yourself. Now, I'm going to go with you on this one. You've come too far to stand down now. Neptune has also been in Pisces for the last 8 years, so good Lord. Either you've been muddling through your days like a zombie, or the vision you had for your life was out of scope. Saturn did his best to snap you out of it, so when Neptune moves forward and right before it leaves your sign, either rip off your mask or lock into a future that's both dreamy and realistic. Mars and Capricorn will help. If you haven't been pleased with your friends or professional networks, join or start a new group. You can still work towards your goals and have a social life. All you need is a budget and a roadmap. This is a great time for self-development. Maybe an online community or courses solution, Or if you can grab some friends and jet set, go! Pick a place where you can explore new cultures and appreciate the big picture. And don't play small under the new moon on December 19th. This is a fresh start to your career role as a parent. Over the next 6 months, you will step into the new identity you've been working towards, or you're going to heal the injury that's been holding you back. The only catch is a confidence issue. It could be money related or still not seeing your full potential, but I believe in you, and I bet your boss or partner does too. All it takes is one. Please keep going. So Pisces, a lot of December is about your physical health or your public image. Here are some suggestions. Write a list of at least 10 things that make you amazing. Celebrate your wins with a special someone and join or start a group online or overseas. A new perspective will do your mind and body good. So there you have it. I hope you found value in December's Astro ROI. Please do all the things like, subscribe, share, comment, and click the notification bell. I don't want you to miss 2026 horoscopes. I am putting my heart and soul into them. Have a wonderful holiday season, and I'll see you back here in January.